All right, guys, welcome back. Today we're gonna be working on probably mainly the 240. We're gonna get started. Well, just you're gonna have to hang out for a bit because first I do have some things I kind of want to address on the 2JZ. As far as my gauges, now this is the main thing I really just kind of been working on. Up here, I don't know what was I doing? Oh yeah, so I'm trying to troubleshoot my water temperature gauge at the moment. It's currently reading full pegged, like fully at 300 degrees, and obviously that's not true. So instead of having my computer out like I was doing on my trip to check my temperature, it'd be nice just to have my gauge here that I actually have for water temp work. So at first, I was trying to get my oil pressure gauge to work because it just wasn't powering on, and I just unplugged it and plugged it back in a few times, and all seems well. I'm gonna go ahead and just redo all of this wiring because it is a little bit chaotic, and it's just kind of bugging me. So I'll probably just, and it seems to be a little bit troublesome in some areas with these gauges. Also, one thing I want to show you guys because it might help some of you guys out and save you from just running into this issue that I just had. So turns out the brake master cylinders, at least on Nissans, what they do is when the level of the brake fluid is too low, it'll actually illuminate the brake light. That right there, and I was like, why the hell? I was literally about to go ahead and dive into the sensor, and I just found out that that light will come on if your brake fluid is low. So just a little top tip, if you guys are seeing your light come on, definitely go ahead and check your brake master cylinder. But let's go ahead and dive in. Let's get these gauges fixed up. Okay, so I didn't end up redoing all the wiring because at this point in time I really don't need to because I'm honestly going to redo a lot of this stuff in here, you know, when we go ahead and dissect this car fully. So it all works just fine. I got my oil pressure gauge working, however I could not get this water temp gauge to work, man. I don't know what's up. I checked the ground for the sensors and all it wants to do is just read pegged. So if you guys have a glow shift water, I just temperature, well, preferably water temperature gauge, because that says water right there, I would say maybe, hey, like, let's just try a different sensor. But at this point, these are cheap enough to whereas, you know, might be just easier to go ahead and put a new one in and roll with it. Like I said, I do have that AEM CD5 dash, but I just don't know if I want to put that in here. So if you guys are looking to do like some gauges in your own car, as far as wiring, so ground, obviously you just ground at the chassis. Your switch 12 volts, I just usually go off my cigarette lighter just because that's a very simple and easy way to go to. You can also go off the switched wire off your radio harness. That leads me to the constant 12 volt because some gauges do require a constant supply of 12 volts. That can be also found from your radio harness. So basically for me, it's a yellow wire in the back there off the main radio harness that I tapped into. I believe it's the radio harness. Don't put too much stuff on the cigarette lighter. A few gauges is fine, like 2-3 gauges is fine just because that's a very minimal power draw. You can maybe just bump the fuse up a little bit. Man, this weather just does not get old. My parents sent me a picture of snow that we just got back in New York. I'm like, hell no. Here I am working on the Z. Just went ahead and cleaned her up a little bit. She's looking pretty good, you know what I mean? They're just the usual. Man, I've made some major progress, guys. So, figured out my whole power steering problem. I know, like I told you guys in the last video, that I really had no power steering still after changing the pump. Turns out, I realized this like 2 hours, like an hour after I posted the video. And I was like, wait a sec. I remember unplugging like a solenoid at the rack when I went ahead and did the swap, like pulled the whole VG harness out. That made me think for a second, like, wait a minute, is this rack like powered? Fixed it. So what we did is at the rack, I had the car on the lift. It was such a pain to get this thing on here. Like, dang, it's just, woo. I'm actually gonna make like some ramps to go ahead and load up lower cars on the lift. You know, something that's gonna work for my applications as well. So stay tuned for that. If you guys have low cars that you're wondering how to like at least, maybe, you know, you don't even need a lift. Even if you have just a jack, you know, it's pretty impossible jacking this car up. I have one jack point and that's in the rear of the car. So going to my brakes, I fixed my brake issue. However, now my inside of my wheel is all peeling up, at least in some spots. So that definitely was brake fluid. The leader line on this caliper was loose, or not loose, it wasn't sealing properly. I think there was some dirt in between the copper washers. Yeah, now the inside of my wheel is pretty roasted. Was able to clean most of the residue off, so that's pretty good. I just had a little bit of a scrub to it. And the reason why I didn't corrode, I don't think, the faces is because it picked up a lot of dust and dirt along the way and just lessened the aggressiveness. I don't know if that even makes sense. Got that working inside the car, you guys saw. We got my oil pressure gauge working. Still was not able to figure out my water temperature gauge. Fixed my dome light in here. So if you guys are wondering, sometimes when you install LED lights, they will not work even right out the box. Go ahead and just flip the bulb around, pop it in. It fell out and I put it in and I was like, man, why isn't this working? I was like, oh yeah, duh. Probably the polarity, or I don't know what you would consider it, was just flipped. So I went ahead and did that. These lights, they work, but they're just like they barely do anything. I mean, interior's looking much cleaner. I still don't know if I want to do that CD5 dash, guys. I just love the factory gauges. Get my speedo working here eventually. I really want to go ahead and upgrade to the digital climate control, especially when I go ahead and toss AC in here. Some of you guys have been asking about this steering wheel. This is a personal Nardi steering wheel. They do not make this anymore. It is discontinued. The ad said it came out of like an R32 GTR, so it's pretty cool. I love this wheel. You know, made in Italy. It's very nice. Unfortunately, fake Nismo button, which not very proud of, but I just haven't gone around to changing it. As far as a solenoid for the power steering, if you guys are wondering how to go ahead and wire that up, if you have a swap like this on your own Z, or have just took the factory harness out, it's just power and ground. So you have a switched power source, which for now, I just temporarily wired it up because I'm gonna go ahead and tear apart this whole car and redo the harness myself completely to how I want it now that I know. So it just switched power, which I just robbed from the fuse box at the moment inside the car, and then just grounded it to the chassis. And you can hear that thing click on. Dude, I have way nicer power steering. I'll show you guys here when I move the car, but damn, it's a game changer, This car is, it's just getting better piece by piece, and the sad part is, I mean, it's not very sad, but it's funny that we're gonna be going ahead and tearing this whole thing down and basically starting over from scratch. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna get something to eat real quick, and we'll see what else this video holds. 240 content, that's what it is, 240 content. All right, guys, this is a rare look, okay? This is actually the first time that the Z has been on this lift, and it's so this is so wild to me that this is my car on my own lift. Like, this is just, wow, you know what I mean? Just stepping back and thinking for a minute, it's crazy, amazing. So, we're going down. This is a rare look, man. This is very, very rare footage for you guys. You've never really been underneath my car, really. Neither have I. I mean, now to think about it, maybe like once or twice. But yeah, check this out. Let me actually come in from this side because it's gonna be way easier to see because the sun. This exhaust we actually made down on Haltech. Those that have been around have known about this old 4-inch, the old hater pipe. Awesome, vibrant resonator. Does a really good job. Drive shaft, and this is actually our custom mount that we made, and it's actually gonna get revised, and we're gonna ditch the factory, I guess, bushing. This is leaking right here, so we're gonna go ahead and do the rear main seal or the rear seal on the transmission. It's exhaust actually, so going back. So this is actually my first ever exhaust I made. I made this like on the ground on jack stands at my parents' place. And honestly, it fits really well. Like, I'm really proud of it, honestly. Like, I got this thing looking pretty good. So, for my first ever exhaust, and I had like 11 or 13 pieces all in all. Obviously, it's been modified since then, but yeah, initially, man, it was super form fit. I was very happy on how it came out. But yes, here's that solenoid that you guys need to go ahead and power up. This needs a switched power and a ground. Some of you guys noticed that my steering wheel had a little bit of play, like a little bit of slop, and that was all because I was missing this one of these spacers that goes up in this steering bushing, so it made it a little bit sloppy. And like I said, guys, this is most of the stuff that I want to go ahead and change. And you know, I'm being real with you guys and showing you what's underneath this car. And you know, we definitely need to go ahead and address some stuff. This is like leaking stuff. I don't know where even that came from. I think it was like the vent from the gas tank. I got to figure out where to vent that in a better spot. But yeah, you know, we're gonna go ahead and clean all this up. This was all done in a very quick time frame. So here's the subframe all notched out. You guys can see welded, patched back up, and you have to kind of cut holes to go ahead and get access to the bolts on the steering rack. But yeah, everything's working very well. Got this little cool under tray here. I will be making one that goes from like the lip all the way back. So this probably will be eventually for sale if anyone's interested, or maybe I'll just kind of make one and just cover up this front area. I know they do sell one. But yeah, there it is. To get this transmission to fit, man, it was a pain. So I had to do a lot of massaging, and you guys can see that you know, it doesn't touch anywhere. It's so close though. This is the CD09. Woo, she's a big boy. It's in there, but as you guys can see, we do scrape a little bit every now and then on the speed bumps and stuff like that. But woo, pinch welds are not jacked up on. Very awesome, very clean car. Very clean car. Very happy with this thing. She's a beaut, man. She is a gem. So sorry I've been under here probably just blabbering. You guys probably don't find that interesting, but yeah, she's looking good. All right, so went on a little cruise, went on a little drive, and man, we definitely made some epic changes. The power steering is much better. It actually feels like it's power steering for once. However, there are a couple like hard spots, so I'm just thinking it maybe just needs to be like properly bled a little bit more. I don't know, we'll see. Does not seem like we're leaking brake fluid anymore, so that's great. But yeah, man, I mean, this thing is staying so cool now. It is incredible. Like, I'm so stoked. If you guys missed the whole like cooling ducting video, just go ahead and check that one out. It was the one before this one. Made some major progress with it. Like, it's incredible. So if you guys are having any sort of cooling issues or just want to just see way better function of your cooling system, please go ahead and watch that video and check out what I did, because insane. Next up for the Z, head work. You can get the head built, cams, valve springs, everything, maybe some valves, maybe port it, we'll kind of see. Upgrade the turbo, new manifold, new intake, and you know, kind of just clean up the whole engine bay like I told you guys already. And we have the new rear end setup. We got some twin turbo axles coming, twin turbo spindles. We actually have a new rear end that's going in here. Would love to get some new wheels, guys. Really would love to get some new wheels. That is not like a necessity, but you know, if we can get the funds to get a new set of wheels, I would love to upgrade to some 18s on this thing, because currently we are 17 by 9. Now here's where it gets a little tricky. The rears were machined down about 4 millimeters, so that technically makes them a plus 26-ish. The reason I did that is because if I were to get a different offset, like the higher offset, excuse me, it actually would have changed the spoke design for this 9-inch wheel. So I did not want like that convex to look. I wanted the concave. I do not like the convex style RPF one. So made sure to do that, and that was really the only way to get them to fit with my 255/40 tire in the back with pretty much no camber and a very minimal pull. So that's the wheel setup on there. If you guys are wondering, I know I'll probably have a few people asking. I usually always do. Now, if by chance you guys want to go ahead and help support the builds and help get these builds done faster, you can always go ahead and grab a sticker down below. It really helps me out, like major. New merch, posters, all coming soon. To everyone who has ordered a sticker or bundle pack, your order should be arriving shortly, guys. I appreciate your patience. The whole Corona thing has things a little bit scattered, but they're on the way, I can assure you. All right, here we are, man. Back to the 240. It has been a while, right? So we haven't really messed with this thing in a minute. For those that are unaware, let me show you something real quick. So I went ahead and restored this 1JZ VVTi. It's pretty damn dusty right now, but looking very good. Now I'm kind of debating. I really, if I'm going standalone, which I probably will be going standalone right off the bat, I would like to try to, if possible. It'd be cool to just go ahead and get a low-rise intake manifold, and you know, I would like to retain the drive-by-wire. I think it'd be really cool to incorporate into that into this build. So we'll kind of see where I get to. However, I did go ahead and grab the AR5 transmission that was actually picked up. I actually picked this up last week in Dallas. This is a AR5 transmission from a 2006 Pontiac Solstice. This is basically an updated R154 transmission. So I have some parts coming. I just ordered the rest of the stuff I think I needed for this whole swap today. So all that should be coming here with the next few days, hopefully. Well, I mean, I say a few days, but you know, things are scrambled right now with the whole shipping and stuff like that. So you guys already know we got that crazy flag going down. Full out Tokyo Auto Salon style, you know what I mean? I'm digging it, man. Like, this shit looks so good. I'm so about it. So as far as what we're doing today, I really just kind of want to dive in and do a really like a parts inventory check. So I really have no idea what we got and what we don't got right now. I don't know what I've sold and what I haven't sold. I'm gonna go ahead and eventually rip out that dash and basically redo my fuse box relocation. So if you guys want to go ahead and maybe learn a little bit of thing or two on wiring, or you know, how to relocate your fuse box in an S chassis, definitely stick around for the content to come. I really want to go ahead and just clean up everything behind the dash and make it look very good. So I'm gonna take my time and do everything right and proper in this car. You guys know how I am. All right, so got this thing all cleaned up. Well, you know, pretty much cleaned up. Got the crazy blue carbon here from G2 Carbon. Not too sure if I'm gonna run all these. We got the boost, air to fuel, and water temp. Those kind of chill there. We definitely are not gonna, I don't think I'm gonna run this. I made this like faceplate myself years ago. As you guys can see, I kind of have like the gauges facing me. If any of you guys want this, hit me up. It's pretty stripped out in here. I definitely want to try and source out as much of the rear interior as I can, because currently I'm missing most of it. But yeah, man, it feels great to be back inside this thing. Takes me back, man. Takes me way back. All right, out here we have quite an array of parts, man. This is all the stuff that was chilling inside the car. So this is a 1JZ VVTi ETCSI harness, engine harness. I don't know if you guys are interested in this. I don't know if it's even any use to anyone. Got a bunch of trim. If any of you guys have a new driver's side window switch Mine's broken, so I'm on my second one. Right here, we actually have the red carbon fiber of that same dash trim that I showed you from G2 Carbon. The booster is gonna go ahead and get resprayed, painted really nice. We got our headlights with our pretty wild aux beam, I guess, headlights. Here we have some more G2 Carbon goodness. This is also, I mean, it's just so dusty. But this is actually a cooling panel that goes right here. So it's gonna look really nice. I do have a custom made downpipe here for an RB20 setup. If any of you guys, or I guess any RB top mount setup, it's a 2.5 inch currently exit out the rear turbo. So if any of you guys are running a setup like that, I got you. I have a brand new ignition for an S14 if you guys need one. I have like a spare headlight assembly if you guys need one. This is the passenger side as well with the motor. This is like a bushing kit. Here, actually, are some Z32 mounts. If any of you guys are interested into RB25 swapping your Z32, I have brand new McKinney motor mounts right there for you. So hit me up. All right, so next thing we're gonna go ahead and do, I'm gonna rip all this stuff out of here. So I was thinking about getting all this powder coated, but honestly, I really don't think I'm gonna do that. The reason being is I can paint this stuff myself, and I don't really, you know, I wanna try and not spend money on stuff we don't really need to, and obviously we can still make all this stuff look incredibly nice. So what I'm gonna do is just take off the steering shaft, the whole steering rack, the cross member, everything, and the tension rods here. Actually, probably I'm gonna go ahead and box them in, as well as do a power brace. What are you doing, bud? Okay. Oh, there he is, just laying down. That's a good boy, buddy. Came in and laid down. Lincoln's somewhere over there. I see his tail. What's up, buddy? What are you doing? Oh, he's a little timid. Oh, he's out. I'm trying to think of what color I want to paint it. Like, I could just do it black and simple, but you know, what, do you guys have any ideas? Maybe like a little complementary color? I don't know. Let me know what you guys are thinking. All right, so there she is. She's all pulled out. Now, the fun part, man. So I was just thinking about it. These knuckles, I don't think I'm going to use these anymore because I think I'm going to go ahead and get them extended or modified. I was thinking about doing it myself. I really don't think I'm going to go ahead and do them myself just because, and you guys know me, I'm the ultimate DIY guy. But this thing, like, I looked them up the other day, like, bro, I can get a couple for like 150 bucks. If you guys out there are able to help me out and I can send you my cores, and, you know, I would love to promote you guys, you know, like you help me, I help you. That would be awesome. So yeah, I think for the color, because it'd be cool to see like the engine bay like look like it's floating. So I'm gonna probably do what I did in the Z and just do a black subframe. These parts I think I will do in like a aluminum like OEM silver, maybe like the silver of the R32 that I'm no longer gonna be using because I pay like 300 bucks for paint and we're no longer painting that car. Well, we're fully painting that car. I bought like touch-up paint to just do like the quarter panel fenders and the spoiler and the wing and stuff like that. So by the way, if anyone needs a GTST wing, I have one. It's in red. Hit me up. I can also paint it for you guys. If you need it painted a different color, if you want a GTST wing, I got you. Get the steering rack looking nice and new. Same with the shaft. Man, it's gonna be great. Hope you guys don't mind about this video being like super long. But yeah, I really want to start jamming and getting progress done on this car because man, I just really miss this thing. And you know, I'm sure you guys do as well. So it's like a missing void in my life. This car is like what started everything. So I cannot wait to have this up and running again. So again, sticker links are down below if you guys have not grabbed them yourself. I will be getting all your stickers out ASAP. I'm the one like packaging and sending them out, so it does take me a bit of time to do this. You guys are killing it. So I'm almost caught up. I do need to get some more envelopes. So those are on the way. That will be here very shortly. So thank you again, guys. I appreciate y'all for watching. Subscribe, comment, like, share with your friends, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.